Welcome back, fans of all things Disney. As we were thinking about different videos that we could put together to share with any of you that have subscribed to the channel or just happened to wander in and found us, we thought, why not share some of the different Run Disney medals that I have collected over the last couple of years, just because it is every bit as addicting as pin collecting, and we've been doing a lot of the pin collecting videos. One small thing to share, one of the things that I did discover is once you do one Run Disney event, you are hooked and you want to do more and more and more. And if you thought pin collecting was expensive, well, Run Disney running is equally expensive, if not more so. However, oh, so worth it. And we're going to go ahead and share some of these fantastic, beautiful medals with you that I have again collected over the last couple of years. So the first medal that I would like to share with everyone was the very first Run Disney medal that I ever achieved for myself. This is the Disney Princess Half Marathon 2016 medal. The artwork that is on this medal is just absolutely stunning. It obviously has a crown, it's got some beautiful coloring to it, and even the lanyard or the holder that is holding the medal, it is just absolutely beautiful, and the theming of each of these races is typically represented. Of course, this was the princess weekend, so this definitely has a princess feel to it. This particular medal will be my favorite for always because it was my very first Run Disney medal, my very first half marathon, and to be quite honest, it was one of the first times that I set a goal for myself that was so lofty, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to achieve it. When I crossed that finish line, I will be honest, I gathered my medal and I was shedding an awful lot of tears because I was so proud of earning it. So one of my absolute favorites, it absolutely is my favorite, and it always will be. The next Run Disney event that I participated in was a virtual running series that they held in 2016. Now, those of you that are not familiar with virtual races, they are races that you basically, you purchase your registration and the medals, and then it is the honor system as far as whether or not you actually do run the different miles that you're saying that you're going to do. For me, if I'm going to purchase registration for a virtual series, I will absolutely accomplish every one of those miles because it is not about the money, it is about the commitment, and it is about the promise that I'm making to myself for completion. The virtual running series for 2016 had the theme of Mickey Mouse, and each one of the medals was themed around Mickey Mouse and Mickey Mouse's clothing. This medal is the medal that you receive when you sign up for the entire series, but each of the medals that I received went along with a 5K. They had I want to say it was a 2-week span of time that you had to complete each of those 5Ks. Now for me, because I was training for another Run Disney race, I accomplished those 5Ks in one running. But the thing that's really nice with virtual races is that you can change up how you want to do your running. If you want to do 1 mile today and then 2 miles tomorrow, you can do that. If you would rather do, say, 1.5 miles and 1.5 miles, it really is based on whatever the runner likes to do. So this is the series medal, a fabulous medal with lots of color. So the next Run Disney race that I trained for and participated in was the Disneyland Dumbo Double Dare, which was held over Labor Day weekend in California at Disneyland. I had never been to Disneyland, so this was a perfect excuse for me to travel all the way across the country to go ahead and experience where Disneyland was born, where Disney World ultimately came from, and of course to get a few more medals. This medal is the Disneyland 10K medal, and it was the first one in the Dumbo Double Dare Challenge that weekend. This medal is the half marathon medal that we received for running the half marathon at the Disneyland half marathon weekend. This is very similar to the 10K medal, but I have to say it is one of my favorite medals simply because of the theming. Very similar to the 10K medal. You'll notice that it is a gold medal with the year as well as, explaining what the medal is a representation of. It follows the same pattern. It's got the Disneyland symbol in the back, but this one has Mickey Mouse on it along with Pluto. So as far as a famous duo, that's about as famous as duos get. And again, another one of my favorites is the Dumbo Double Dare Challenge medal. Again, you get a challenge medal when you complete the 10K and the half marathon. And you can do different challenges at many of the different race weekends that they have. For the Princess Half Marathon weekend, their challenge of a 10K followed by a half marathon is called Fairy Tale Challenge this year. It used to be known as the Glass Slipper Challenge. This one being the Dumbo Double Dare Challenge, you'll notice the theming on the lanyard and then of course the medal itself. One of my absolute favorite parts about this particular medal, Dumbo's ears move just a little bit. I don't know why I find that to be adorable. I just do. And of course the coloring and the fact that it is Dumbo on a medal. It just for some reason tickled me fancy. It was the kind of thing that I absolutely fell in love with. Even though Dumbo itself is not one of my favorite movies, the character of Dumbo is one of my favorites. So one I will always remember. Now, the last medal that I received on the Disneyland half marathon weekend was my coast to coast. For Run Disney, if you do a race on both coasts, you do one at Disney World and then also one at Disneyland in the same year, you receive a coast to coast medal. And this is something that you just simply receive. You do not have to pay for it. You've paid enough in getting yourself to and from all of those different races. But the coast to coast medal is a true accomplishment. It was something that I absolutely had to have for myself. And the artwork on this is stunning. Now, before I show you a close-up of this particular medal, something for you all to be aware of. Unfortunately, Disneyland is no longer going to be holding any half marathons, at least for the next couple of years, on their coast. So I'm not sure how Run Disney will modify this program, if they will modify this program, but I'm glad that I was able to get this when I did. So this medal, next to my first half marathon medal, is my favorite. It is my second favorite simply because of the challenge that it represented for me, doing a half marathon in both Walt Disney World and then also in Disneyland. You've got the iconic symbol of Mickey Mouse and Walt right there in front of the castle. And then when you look at the lanyard itself, the same absolutely stunning artwork is on the lanyard that you see on the Coast to Coast medal. Beautifully weighted, a stunning piece of artwork that we were able to add to the collection. So 2016 in my family was the year of Run Disney because I did do so many of their races. However, in 2017, we did continue things a little bit. I didn't quite have the same amount of money to spend on the races in 2017 that I did in 2016. But what we wanted to do is to get the entire family involved. So all four of us, my husband, myself, and my two children all participated in the Disney Princess Half Marathon Weekend 10K, which had a theme of Beauty and the Beast for that weekend. The medal for that weekend for the 10K, I actually preferred over the look of the medal for the half marathon, so I was very grateful that we had registered for the 10K. I just fell in love with the way that they represented the rose in the glass jar. It is stunning. The medal itself is graceful and just absolutely beautiful in terms of its artistry. And then also when you look at the lanyard, you've got the roses represented as well as the race that was run. The next race that I ran in 2017 was the Star Wars Darkseid 5K. This past year, in 2017, was the very first year that my school chose to take a group of leadership students to Disney World to complete their Disney Leadership Institute course that we created right at the school for them. And the week that we were going happened to coincide with that Darkseid challenge. So since I have discovered so much love and joy of Run Disney, I thought, why not introduce it not only to my students who have a lifetime of running ahead of them, but also maybe to their family members that were going with them. So we had many students run the race as well as me, and we had many parents also choose to run with them. So the Run Disney event that I am working on right now, I've actually already run all of the miles that were required for this particular virtual running series. This was one that they started in the spring/summer of 2017, and the theme for that virtual series was Pluto. So all of the medals are Pluto themed. This particular one that I'm holding here is the only one that I have taken out of the box to date, because even though I ran all of those miles, I am using those as an incentive as I train for my next Run Disney adventure, which is the Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend for 2018. And on that weekend in February, I will be running the 5K on Friday, followed by the 10K on Saturday, and the half marathon on Sunday. So in addition to the 5K, 10K, and half marathon medals, I will also be receiving the challenge medal, which is the Fairy Tale Challenge medal this year. So while this is my very first Pluto Virtual Series running medal, I have 3 more in the box. So this is the box that all of the Virtual Series running medals for the Pluto series came in. As you will see, I have only removed 1 of those medals. I still have 3 in there. And while I know what the artwork looks like for each of those other medals, I am refusing to pull these medals out of the box until I achieve a certain point of my training plan where I am doing my longer runs, my 8-mile, 10-mile, and 12-mile runs, and achieving those within a time frame that I have set for myself. Now, I am a very slow runner. I do interval running, so I will run followed by a little bit of walking, run followed by a little bit of walking. And what I have found is that allows me to finish with a little bit of strength at least, and it allows me to do the different races back to back to back so that I am not in sheer agony, and I can certainly go on into the parks and have some fun as well. So each of these 3, 1 will be taken out of the box as soon as I get to my 8 miles long run and feel strong and good, and then the next one will come out at 10 miles, and the last one, the one for the series, will come out at 12 miles. Now, the half marathon is a 13-mile race, so some of you might be thinking to yourselves, well, what are you going to have at 13 miles? And if once I get to that 13.1 mile long run where I am feeling strong and healthy and really good and absolutely prepared, that comes with a massage. So not necessarily a medal, but I'm going to treat myself to a full hour massage as soon as I feel like I am fully trained up and ready for the February half marathon. So one of the things I would like to share with any of you, if you are interested in exploring Run Disney, I am going to put the link to the Run Disney website down in the comment section below so that you can go ahead and you can look through. You have so many different themed races. If you are even the slightest bit interested in attempting a Run Disney race, my suggestion to you or my advice to you is very simple. Just do it. Absolutely. Register for a race. Do the training plan. Make sure you are fully trained and ready for these races, because while they are at Disney and they are meant to be fun and enjoyable, when you get to the 10K and the half marathon or longer races, they are true races. You need to be trained. You need to be able to complete so that you can enjoy the experience. Characters on the route, all of the different sights to see, the on-course entertainment. Run Disney events, I have to say, are some of my absolute favorite things to do. Not only the building up and the training and the anticipation and the planning for the racecation, but when you are there, that moment of just sheer joy when you cross the finish line and you have accomplished something that maybe you never thought that you could, for whatever obstacle might be in your way. Try one. If you are a fan of Disney things and you love all things Disney, a run through that castle is well worth it. Until our next video, bye-bye.